First things first, is BTS involved in this? Not directly. And when I say not directly, it's because we all know BTS is the reason Hybe exists. So whatever money they're using to train trainees or produce albums or whatever, it's all because of BTS. No matter how much they slice and dice it, whatever they did, whatever they are doing, and whatever they will be doing to eternity will be because of BTS. However, Big Hit is a private company. Bang Shiuk made sure of that. And that means they do not need board of directors. They can have one if they want one, but they don't need one. So whatever decisions they make within the company will be the final one. It gives them unprecedented protection. And they answer to Hybe, but the biggest shareholder of Hybe is Bang Shiuk. In the new contract of BTS, if the talks on the street is correct, then they have unprecedented protection, privilege, influence over their own company, Hybe. And when I say unprecedented, I mean on a global scale, on at least the industries that we know of. Okay, I will discuss that in Patreon. Now that that is out of the way, most of the topics that I will be covering are actually questions that you guys sent to me, and I will just answer them. So if you do end up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you don't miss a single video. Of course, follow me on all the social media links that you see on your screen right now, especially on Twitter and X, and in Patreon. In Patreon, I have additional content. Usually, I provide more information, and this will be there as well. Okay. Let's continue with the video. My most important take in this, minors should be taken out. Both Hybe and Min Heejin should have thought about the minors, not just the minors within their agency, but the minors in their groups. In New Jeans, there's one 16-year-old, and in Islet, there are two 16-year-olds. And then the other girls, although they are technically adults, they're still very, very young. New Jeans Minji is just 20 years old, and then Yuna for Islet is also 20, just several months older. Do you remember what the world felt like at 20? How big the world seemed and how confusing it was. Imagine that and then multiply it by thousands, and you're still probably not gonna get close to how these girls may feel, because everyone is watching them. Every mistake, every humiliation, every confusion magnified, broadcasted for posterity. It's hard enough to figure out who you are at 20 as an ordinary person. Imagine having to do that before the public, before a critical audience who actually get off putting you down. It can feel so, so very lonely. Min Heejin should have known that whatever she does, and Hybe should have known that whatever they do, only the girls are going to suffer and only they will get hurt. The adults can do whatever they want. They have money and lawyers and a life already lived, but these girls are just getting started. Everyone should just make sure that these girls are protected. Take them out of the equation. Guarantee them that whatever these adults are going to do, they will not be affected, that their careers will continue. And then they can battle it out. The adults can battle it out. How are the minors getting dragged? First, please excuse me. As you know, children, that's my soft spot. Personally, I always try to prioritize children, and that's exactly what she also claims to do, but that's exactly what she is not doing. She dragged New Jeans in her statement. So when she first released a statement, she said that she consulted New Jeans. Yain is 16. What does she know about legal proceedings? What does she know about the repercussions of her actions? They are effectively going against a company who shows no mercy. They don't settle in the court. They've gone against minors. They have never settled. In my opinion, they should not have been dragged. She claims to love this five like a mother. A mother will never do this. The first instinct is to make sure that they are 7 galaxies away from possible danger. She should be fighting her battle alone and not dragging the 5 girls, even if they are willing to get dragged. Next, if this gets messier, the only ones that will suffer will be New Jeans. Hybe can take the losses. Min Heejin will have her monthly salary. New Jeans will not get paid unless they earn. There is very little chance that Hybe will not make sure that the next comeback will happen. But if it gets messier, yes, that can happen. Next, she insulted 5 other young girls. 2 of them are minors. Min Heejin made a statement publicly that she said B Lift Lab actually copied her concept of new jeans to I'll It. Let's take the veracity of her statement aside. Let's just say she's right. You just called 5 girls copycats. And this is this 5 girls are already going through so much. They've been accused of this and that. They've been criticized and whatever. They've been hated on. And then here is a senior in their own company calling them copycats. What a classy act. Okay, I'm usually very calm. And you know that. It's just that I feel like when it comes to children, they're always being used as pawns by adults. Adults can do whatever it is that they want. I don't care about Hybe or Adore or Min Heejin. They can do whatever it is that they want. They're adults. It's just that these young women, especially the minors, should be left alone to pursue their dreams in peace. Instead, they're getting dragged into it. It's so unfair for these children. We can do better as a society, right? That's what I believe. Okay, let's try to look at it and from her point of view, from Min Heejin's point of view, so that we can be fair. First, the timeline. April 22, Naver published an article stating that Adore was being audited by Hybe. About an hour later, Yonhap confirmed that Hybe confirmed that they audited Adore, and it was because there was takeover attempts. They were trying to take over the management of Adore. And an employee, former employee of Hybe, who moved into Adore is actually involved. April 22, so same day, around 8 o'clock, Min Heejin released her first statement, and that's where she said she consulted the New Jeans members about it. And she said that it was because this conflict is because B-Lift copied her New Jeans concept with I'll It. And then the next day, April 23, 6 a.m. Korea time, she granted an interview where she explained and flatly denied that she is trying to take over Adore. Let's look at it from her point of view. As I've said, I believe in giving people the benefit of the doubt. She flat out denied ever planning a takeover. She denied raising funds or consulting with anybody that would help her take over Adore. She said that she only lodged an internal complaint about B-Lift copying her concept of new jeans with I'll It. She said that B-Lift actually admitted it and apologized, but didn't do anything about it. The next thing she knew, Hybe was launching an audit on her company, Adore. But before the result came out, the audit result, she was already asked to resign. So she didn't know what to do. Her only recourse was to go to the media to defend herself because it leaked. The audit leaked. So you have to put yourself in her position. You're battling a billion-dollar company, basically. What do you do when you're all alone? She felt that was her only course of action. Shooting her shot. Believe it or not, I don't take it against her for going to the media. It's a power move. She's trying to get sympathy from the market, especially in Korean society. That's very important. And she's getting some. So she is actually achieving her objective. You can't blame someone for shooting their shot. It's a power play, a tactical move. She wouldn't have gotten to where she is right now if she didn't know how to play politics, and she's playing it well. And this is nothing new. A lot of people have done this before, and many of them actually succeeded. This is her hustle, and I don't blame her for it. The only issue is that she is involving children. I find it a little petty, just a little. Complaining about B-Lift copying your new jeans concept is something I would expect of a crazy fan from Twitter or a crazy writer from Koreaboo, but not from a CEO. I remember watching Project Runway, and there is this one designer who was getting accused of copying somebody else's ideas. What would happen is in episode 1, a designer would do halter top, for example, and then in the next episode, he would do a halter top, and then he would win because he would do it so well. And when the judges heard of it, their unanimous reaction is that, did you guys invent halter tops? Because if you didn't, then anybody can use it. And even if you actually invented a style or a concept, and somebody else does it better, it's not their fault. People shouldn't be expected to avoid copying what you did or avoid doing the same thing that you did just so you wouldn't be offended or your strategy wouldn't get messed up. It's your responsibility to make sure that you do what you do so well that others who try to copy it will pale in comparison. BTS is a good example. They get copied all the time. They don't bark at other groups for copying their concepts or their executions. They were the ones who popularized the use of creating a narrative across eras. You don't hear them bark at all these other groups that are doing the same thing now. What they did was reinvent themselves. They would refine it. They would do something new so that when others are copying them, they've already moved on to the next concept. We can go farther back. Girls' Generation is the first girl next door girl group. They didn't complain about Twice or even New Jeans. Block B has the same concept as Big Bang. You don't hear YG or Big Bang members complain about it. Brown Eyed Girls is the first vocal group. They didn't complain about Mamamoo or even Sistar. You're just supposed to do what you are doing. You make sure that you do what you do so well, nobody else can copy it. Is Hybe favoring B Lift Lab? Hybe is a for-profit business. They will take care of assets that will make the money. That we know for sure. I'll It and New Jeans are both making money for them, so it's natural for them to want to take care of both assets. I don't see why they would want to sabotage one or the other, but I guess anything is possible. Maybe there's an agenda right there that we don't see, but I really don't see it. I'm not an insider, so from an outsider's point of view, I don't see why. But who knows? Why can't they fire her? They can. However, there are several things to consider. Most of the time, firing a high-ranking officer in a company, especially if it is a CEO, would entitle the fired employee millions of dollars in severance pay. So if they resign, usually, if there is a severance pay, it's usually lower. So that's probably why they want her to resign. Another thing to consider is that the CEO actually reports to the board of directors. So the board can actually fire her. But if the board favors her, then they can't fire her. So they have to go to court if that happens. So they can, it's just that there are certain things that are put in place to also protect employees like her. But why is Hybe using New Jeans to promote I'll It? I think this is one of the things that puzzled me because BTS's name was used to promote New Jeans and just about any other group under Hybe. They never had problems with it. She never had problems with it. She never acknowledged BTS, never thanked BTS. So now I think she should have known that whatever tactic she used to promote her group will also be used by others to promote their groups. It's just marketing. What private information of Hybe artists did she leak? This is not part of what Hybe said. Hybe said that they were auditing her because there were speculations of her trying to take over Adore. But it was the media, journalists who claimed that part of her strategy is to leak information about Hybe artists and trainees. And fans are the ones that are speculating that many of the negative conversations around I'll It, Lesser of Him, TXT, BTS were initiated by Min Heejin. I'm not going to detail what those allegations are because that's just what they are as of the moment. Speculations, they have no grounds as of the moment. I don't want to even entertain the thought of it being true because I might puke. It's just, if the adults want to fight it out, go ahead. I'm gonna grab some popcorn and watch you. But once you drag innocent children, minors, or young men and women, it's just beyond disgusting. Allegations of abuse. There is a website in Korea, I think it's called Blind, where employees of any company can actually register. So you need to use your employee email address, but you remain anonymous. And in there, you can talk about your company. And apparently there were talks in there. There were employees of SM talking about how abusive she is, but nothing really came out of it because that's what it is. They were talks. Nothing was proven. And so in her statement, when she released a statement about Hybe, Hybe's audit, she didn't really address allegations of abuse, probably because Hybe didn't say it. All they talked about was the supposed takeover of Adore. So that, again, that is unproven. Those are just talks. No one has any proof as of the moment. The other thing that turned me off a little is the amount of attention she was getting for herself. When you're a kingmaker, in her case a queen maker, your number one job is to make sure that all the attention, all the credits go to the kings, in her case the queens. So for example, Bang Shihyuk from the get-go made sure that everyone knows BTS has total creative control over their own music videos, creatives, career. So now everyone knows that BTS has control, that whatever BTS has achieved, it's because of BTS. Bang Shihyuk made sure everyone knows that from the very beginning. Even Yang Yang-suk, for all of his faults, there were very few times when he talked about his contribution to the career of 21 and Blackpink. Most of the time, he would just let the girls talk about their career. She's a little different. There was a show, I think the show of Yoo Jae-suk, and several other shows where the girls, New Jeans, appeared for like 10 minutes and then they did 1 or 2 songs and then the rest it was her interview. So I felt like she's a little different as for a queen maker. But maybe, you know, there are people like that. They just want to be able to be the face. They want to become the face of the company. Fine. It's just a little different for me. I feel like, especially in K-pop, it's more important that the creative contributions of the groups actually get highlighted. The creative contributions get highlighted more than anything else because they are constantly being called puppets and manufacturers. So you want to help in shaping the creative image of your group. But yeah, maybe she's different. Okay, that was a lot. Many of those are answers to your questions. I hope I provided value. Just as a final note, I really don't care about Min Heejin and Hybe. They can take their battle in any field that they want. They are adults, they have money, but I'm interested from a corporate perspective just because I like watching mind games, power plays. But the girls should be out of it. Min Heejin, as the second mother of this 5, should keep the 5 girls far from this. Her first move should have been that. Even if the 5 girls are begging, if she really is looking at them like her daughter, she would keep them away from this battle. She would just make sure that the girls will forever be allowed to pursue their dreams in peace. And even I'll It girls, for her to call them copycats. So she said that she tried to lodge an internal complaint, but then she went public with her complaint. So effectively, she just called the 5 girls copycats. That hurts from somebody who is supposed to be a prominent figure in the company that they work for. I think she should have just said that she lodged a complaint, but she can't talk about it because minors are involved. Now that's taking a high road, and that's what a CEO should have done. It's just, but then she said it in public, so you know. So I hope it ends just for the sake of the 5 girls, for my sake and for my entertainment. They can drag on for as long as they want, for as long as they can isolate the girls from it. Okay. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comment section below, or keep on doing what you're doing. Just DM me. You can also get in touch with me in any of the social media links that you see on your screen right now. And please like this video, follow, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Thank you.